What is going on, guys? How's it going? How are you? What's going on? How's it going? What are you up to? Hi. What are you wearing? Okay, that was by far the weirdest intro I've ever had. So, what's up, guys? Roy here, coming to you with an SC2 game between Vanek SC2, the veteran, the legend, the Vanek SC2, versus gonbonzoBEAN, the Zerg player. So, this replay was entitled "Good Macro PVZ," and I think we're going to be suffering from that syndrome that we had a little while ago on YouTube, and that was that we were just uploading nothing but PVZ games. And I've got actually a lot of PVZ replays, and a lot of them are very helpful. And ooh, look at that pylon! Nice. Very common on this map, going for that Forge Expand. And against the Zerg, it's a really strong build. So, you know, typically Zerg players will like to go for fast expansions most often than not, because, you know, they're Zerg, they can just go ahead and do that. Especially on maps like these where you can actually put up your expansion and defend it actually pretty well. Really, the only entrance point is from this ramp. Could have a proxy pylon or, you know, Phoenix harassment around here, whatever, and you know, maybe some units going around here. But really, this natural expansion is very easily defendable, and if you can pretty much defend that, you can also defend a third base. So very good for a Zerg player to be expanding on this map, and as well for a Protoss player to know that. Just going, okay, gonna put up a forge, gonna put up a cannon, put up a gateway, all that fun stuff, and look at that, going for a spawning pool. So not going to go for the immediate fast expansion, going to go for the spawning pool just to have a little bit of defense, I guess. Really hasn't scouted Vanek, so doesn't really know what's up, but Vanek knows, hey, there's a spawning pool, I should probably get my gateway up fast. So I actually really wouldn't be too surprised if he delayed his fast expansion for getting that cannon, maybe 2 cannons up, maybe 3 actually. I'd actually see even maybe 3. I think 3 is a little excessive. You know, 2 cannons or maybe 1 cannon, gateway cannon. I don't know. I guess we're going to wait and see. And it does look like there is an overlord, and there it is. I was going to say it does look like there's an overlord over his natural expansion, so he is eyeing that expansion, but just kind of came out as, and there's an overlord. Yes, that is in fact an overlord. It is blue and spiky, and it is an overlord. God, that's so stupid. So we do see Vanek finally moving out for what looks like he's going to be putting down his expansion at, and he's got 400 minerals. He does have enough to fund it, and will he put down that fast expansion? Yes, he does. There it is. Perfect. So both players going for that fast expansion, and both players are going to have a lot of minerals, basically. Looks like the Zerg player is going for that gas very early on, trying to get maybe possibly speed. Very good thing to utilize in a PVZ, and really any game like. And look at that, taking the drones right off of gas. So possibly going for a speedling timing attack. Could be just droning up. Could want to just like put out as many drones as he possibly can for that expansion. We're not too sure at this point of the game. We're only about 4 minutes and 40 seconds in. So, you know, we're gonna have to wait and see. So we do have that gateway going up and a second cannon as well. And there it is. There's the speed, the metabolic boost for a Zerg. And as well, the Zerg player doing a very good job at keeping those injects just constant. And do we have any lings on the way? We do have 4 lings on the way and another queen that's going to be moving down to that natural expansion. So good job by getting that queen out right about at the same time that the hatchery comes out. The only problem is that he's going to walk across the no creep zone. So he will be putting down a creep tumor to spread that creep, just so he can transfer his units very fast between each expansion. And I love that. I love Zerg players when they do that. When I see Zerg players not spreading creep like myself sometimes, when I'm playing against certain people that I don't give a shit about, fuck you. I'm just kidding. I just decide not to spread my creep. I spread to focus more on other things. But that's just me personally. But I'm not trying to say that creep spread is bad, because it's probably the most positive thing you can do. In a Zerg, as a Zerg, whatever. So, actually, wow, I just noticed this right now. The Zerg player has actually not scouted Vanek. So, yeah, that whole time he did not know where Vanek was at, or if he had, you know, like a proxy pylon or an expansion or something over there. But that's basically given Curtis enough time to build up his units. He has 2 cannons, 1 zealot defending. No Zerglings are going to be able to get through this, especially not 4 for that matter. And the Zergling speed has finished, which is good. And whoa, we do see another expansion going down. So 3 bases for the Zerg player at the moment. So 3 bases versus 2 bases. It's not really good numbers right now, but because of that Zealot block, he will be able to get outside of his base, and will be able to go for possible third. And as well, we do have 2 more pylons over here. Don't expect to, or don't be surprised if you see gateways popping up all over here. And I actually saw a lot of gas going down as well. He is actually on 4 gases right now, while the Zerg player is only going on 2 right about now, putting down that Roach Warren as well in the 2 Evo chambers. Good stuff by the Zerg player. And there we go, 4 more gases, or sorry, 2 more gases. So we're going to be on 4 and 4 gas. So Curtis could be possibly going for a Twilight Council, maybe a Stargate, robotics facility. He is putting down some more gateways, actually 4 gateways right now, with his additional or original 1 gateway, and he is putting out a sentry. Beautiful. He is getting that +1 as well against Zerg. It's very, very effective. +1 attack is just amazing. Zealots just eat up Zerglings, and especially when you already saw your opponent going for some Zerglings and getting that speed. Very good idea to get that as well. He is putting down that Twilight Council, so he is going for like a 5-gate Twilight Council. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw maybe some Blink Stalkers. Would be really good against the Roaches. If Curtis does scout and see that Roach Warren, then he's probably not going to get past that though. 2 Spine Crawlers, not really going to have a good chance of getting the scout in. And as well, the Zerg player doing a very good job at spreading the creep. Already has a Spore Crawler ready for some area units. This Zerg's pretty much well prepared, and also switching to layer tech. There he goes, getting his layer. Really, the third base isn't being utilized all that much. There's 11 drones in production that are probably all rallied to that third base, so he's going to be able to get a little bit of an edge as far as income goes. And Curtis actually going for some charge, so charge is going to be really effective against those Zerglings, especially with that +1. And as well going for another cannon and a robotics facility. Where do we see that robotics facility? Am I blind? Yes, I am. There's the robotics facility. So good to get some observers up, go see what's going on in the Zerg player's base. And actually, if he sees that third base, it'll be an indication to go get his third base or possibly pull off another attack. Because if we do look at the units tab right now, we do have 3 Zealots, 2 Stalkers compared to 2 Lings, and also 2 Sentries. So, my bad. So actually, if Curtis decided to push out right now, he would actually be able to pretty much roll the 2 Zerglings, and we actually do have quite a few Roaches popping out as well. We do have, I think, a total of 6, and they are also getting speed, as well as the Overlords are getting speed as well. I believe that's speed. Carapace. Am I thinking of the right thing? Yes. Okay, yes. I'm thinking of the right thing. Perfect. And actually, something to note too that I didn't even notice that the Zerg player is doing. He is actually getting he already has an infestation pit. He's going to be getting some infestors, and as well a spire going down for the Zerg player, and something pretty nice that I saw down for Vanek. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you at? I really want to see this. I hope he's doing this. Yes, he is. He is getting a Dark Shrine. Perfect. So we're going to see some DT harass. One of the things Day9 was recently talking about was he got a question at, what was it? What was the most recent event, guys? NASL. Yes, North American Star League Season 2. Alright, so yeah, Season 2? Pretty sure it was Season 2. Anyways, so he got asked the question, what is basically the DTs used for? What are they good in? And he basically said for harassment and not to overcommit to DTs. So that's basically what he was saying. And it does look like he already has the tech to defend against DTs. He does have his Spine Crawlers, Spore Crawlers, he's got his Overseers. So it's really not going to be too big of a deal, I guess, for the Zerg player to deal with those DTs. And as well, a bunch of gateways going down for Vanek, blocking off this ramp with the cannons. Very smart idea. Going to be hard for really any units to get past that, and going to take additional damage from the tanks just trying to get up there. And as well, the Zerg player is putting up his 4th base right down in this area, so he is going for a really, really heavy macro build, because if we do look at the units again, we do actually have 7 Zealots, 8 Stalkers, 6 Sentries compared to 6 Mutas, 8 Roaches. 13 minutes in the game, not really too big of an army. Both players kind of going for a really heavy macro and heavy income build. But really interesting to note as well, if we do look at the workers, we do have 78 probes to a total of 67 drones. So Vanek is actually quite ahead as far as income goes, I believe. What am I doing? Bam, there we go. So yeah, just a little bit ahead. as far as minerals go, and Zerg player is a little head in gas. But I mean, that is a lot of different. What am I trying to say? I'm such an idiot today. God, today's like probably the worst day for me to possibly be doing a cast, because you know it's just brutal out there, man. It's brutal. So we are gonna get rid of that. What am I trying to do? There we go. Bam. All right. So we do see some muta harassment. We do see nothing really being taken down around here. Doesn't really want to go into that cannons head on. We do have some more photon cannons being put up for Vanek just for basic defenses, because he doesn't want them all up in his mineral fields. And I actually don't want to be looking at just Vanek's perspective. And whoa, I didn't even notice that. Look at that. We do have a proxy pylon in the base of gonbonzoBEAN. So that's actually going to be really effective, considering how many gateways he's going. He's going for a really heavy gateway unit. He is also getting that robotics facility. Sorry, am I saying the wrong thing? Yeah, I'm definitely saying the wrong. My terminology is off. Robotics bay. He's going to be getting some colossi out. Going to have some heavy gateway reinforcements as well as those colossi, and I believe he might actually go for some DT harass here. Don't be too surprised if he warps in right at that proxy. No. You guys. I was all talking about the proxy pylon and how excited I was. Just had to go fuck it up. So we do have some thermal lens going down. We do have +2 attack going down as well. Do have some DTs in that mix, and those zealots are charged. They are nice and charged. So we also have a 4th base going down for Vanek, and a lot of shit going down in production really for the Zerg player. Tons of upgrades going down, and there is a little bit of an engagement. The zealots are going to go ahead and start taking out the roaches. The stalkers are going to have a nice blink. Don't believe there's actually any overseers around here. Yes, there is one right there, so if he gets rid of that, pretty much no detection. The mutas are getting picked off really nice and easily. So are the spine crawlers. This is just a really bad situation for gonbonzoBEANs to be in. gonbonzoBEAN. Why do I have such a hard time pronouncing that? But yes, this is a very bad situation for him, because Vanek is just going to continue to warp in units at that pylon. The proxy pylon is just beautifully placed, and I don't know if he really has the income to really do this. I mean, let's look at the units tab. Sorry, the income. Vanek is actually ahead by a lot right now, and actually almost completely maxed compared to a 139 army. So not really going to be a good position for Garbanzo to be in. And those zealots, again, they're at 2 and 3. So I was missing the upgrades completely. He is actually at 2 and 3 upgrades, as well with blink, and nice blink behind the charge lots. The charge lots are going to go ahead and tank all the damage, as well dealing out a lot of DPS. And the stalkers are just going to sit behind them and be very, very, very safe, as well as the flank right behind being warped into the proxy pylon. Nice force fields, and this is looking like it's going to be GG. There really isn't anything that Garbanzo can do, and there it is. He has left the game. No GG. He is just fucking pissed. So a couple things to note in that game. I really want to try and do this when I'm casting replays. Again, I want to really kind of recap of what happened and what I thought was the key play. And actually right there, that was a beautiful play by Vanek. Very, very nicely executed. He's going for the attack. He is aware of what's behind him because of the units being blinked in as of right there. Let's back it up just a little bit, because I do want to show what exactly happened. So he does go in for the attack. Okay, he notices that roaches are going to be coming from behind anytime. Eventually kills all this shit right here. And look at these stalkers. Look what they do. Here they go. Okay, stalkers are basically going to see that there's roaches coming down. That stalker isn't, but these will. Notices that there's some roaches. Doesn't want to get caught off guard, and blinks them right away, so he knows that there are some roaches in fact behind him. If he wants to, he is able to put down that, he already has that proxy pylon up, so he is able to warp in units right from behind. And as well, Vanek just pretty much going to clean up everything with the DTs and the zealots. The stalkers are going to get ready for a counterattack, because that is basically what Garbanzo is going to be planning. So basically what happens is this. He realizes that his stalkers are out in front. He's going to blink right behind the charge lots, let them get in front, and start tanking all the damage. And in the meantime, he's going to start also warping in some units from behind as well to set up the flank. So basically the roaches are going to have to deal with the force fields, the nicely placed force fields, deal with getting past those charge lots, and as well deal with the units from behind. And they're going to have a really hard time doing that when the numbers are 176 to 109. So very, very nice play, very nice blink. And as well, getting those upgrades, I didn't even notice that he was getting that many upgrades. He was 2 and 3, while the Zerg player was 2 and 2. So it's going to have a big issue dealing with those blink stalkers and those charge lots. So very nice play by Vanek. As well, the Zerg player did a very good job as well, setting up his base, spreading that creep, keeping up with his upgrades, and switching his tech nicely. I think the Zerg player did a very good job, but overall, I think Vanek's positioning in this fight was the key to victory. And that was pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the replay. Hope you guys come check out the new show that's going up on Machinimas very, very, very soon. And the regular casts that are going to be happening just on my channel. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys subscribe. Really appreciate it. And hope you guys leave a nice little comment saying good job to you, Vanek. I'd appreciate that. And I'm sure he would too. This is Roy signing out. Peace.